oftentimes when we change our eating habits, we do things in order to bring about the result that we're looking for. And sometimes, or many times, we don't realize that we are making a change based on an assumption. Something we perceive to be beneficial, but not really understanding if that's appropriate for us or what that particular thing is actually for. Oftentimes I'll be going over information with one of my clients, and I like to make sure that I'm asking a lot of questions so that I'm understanding. Like, I want to understand so that I can give the best recommendation. Oftentimes we're given pat answers, or we assume certain things and we don't even know where the assumptions come from. And that's why I'm huge on really taking time to assess why you want to do what it is that you're doing, versus just saying, I don't like where I'm at right now and I just want to do something to get out of it. Because our ability to understand our situation, and then it enables us to be able to understand what direction to go, what information we need, and therefore we can actually obtain and then sustain or maintain a place of health that we desire. And so with this particular item, it reminded me of items or things that are called healthy or that promoted as healthy that aren't really healthy. And one of these things is oats. Now, like I said, I remember times, even recently, that I'll ask a person what they have, and I remember asking if the person, like, why they chose that particular food. Because what I was looking for is a way to find a open door to transition from where they're at. I'm looking at the path of least resistance. You know what I mean? For example, if I like eating burgers, okay, say I like eating burgers. It's a place that I go to, and I say, well, why do you go to that place? Say, I just like burgers. Well, let's dig in a little bit more. So you like burgers, okay? Do you like other burger places? Yeah, I like any burger place. I just like burgers. Okay, so we can pretty much understand that the person probably really does like burgers, and it's not just some kind of connection they have with that particular restaurant. Okay, you like burgers, right? And from there, I'll ask maybe, what do you like on it, or what do you like about the burger? And then from there, we can find a healthy substitute. For example, with myself, when I used to like burgers. I used to like burgers, fries. And my reason for liking it was because I saw it as something that was fun, something that we didn't commonly have growing up. So it was kind of like a getaway with food. It was a change of pace. Of course, I did like the taste and that sort of thing. But for me, I loved the hot meat with the cold condiments. Like, I loved the contrast between the hot burger and the crunchy lettuce. And I found this out because I think about, well, what do I actually like on the burger? So these are the things that I'll ask. So for someone like myself, if I'm saying, you know what, I need to eat healthier, eating healthier for me, and really for a lot of people, would be not having the bun, right? Because of the chemicals in the bun, the fake grain with the high gluten, GMO high gluten grain that they use, causing digestive issues, all sorts of things, allergic reactions, things like that. So the healthiest thing would be in that situation is to not have the bun, right? In the beginning, I thought, oh, hey, man, no bun, no bread or whatever. But when I started to have it like a lettuce wrap style, I realized that, wait a second, what I really liked about it was the veggies, the cheese, the dressing that was on there, like the hot and the cold together. So I can have a lettuce wrap burger and not feel like I'm missing anything. You see what I'm saying? So those are the type of things you want to ask. You want to find out, well, what is it that I like about this food? Then you can find a substitute. So if you always eat a particular cookie, you say, well, do I actually like cookies, or is it just this brand that I have emotional connection to? Okay, then some people, they just eat things because it's there, or they eat it because it reminds them of a person. So you have to find out why you're eating the food. Then you can find a way to transition yourself out of it. You can determine what it is you need to address. For me, I could take away the bun and I was fine. In the beginning, I was like, well, I can minimize it by having one or the other. So I would say I either have the bun with the salad, or I'll have the lettuce wrap with the fries in a smaller amount. So I found different ways to transition myself to a healthier place. And when I did that, what happened is my body stopped craving the unhealthy items like the fries and things like that. I said, well, you know what? Let me find a way to bake it, or I'll make it at home. So all these different things we can do to transition us from the unhealthy state, taking in the unhealthy thing, the food, how it's having an effect on our body, then the action, how that repetitious or maybe addictive pattern is having an effect on our brain. All of those things are important, and they're part of why we have a go-to, part of why we go to certain things. And so you want to make sure that you find that out. But when it comes to these foods that we assume are healthy, like oats, I was speaking of, oats are not a healthy option, but I found that oftentimes that my clients were having it because they thought it was a healthy option. I asked one person, I said, well, why do you eat this? They said, oh, because I thought it was healthy. So it wasn't because they particularly liked the taste of it. It wasn't something that they preferred. They were kind of going out of their way to have this thing, or being intentional to have it. And I'm saying, if you're going to put your energy towards something, put it towards something that's going to be effective for you. So this is really important, find out motives. But back to the oats. So now the oats is one of those foods that we assume is unhealthy, and that's why I wanted to talk to you about it today, so you can understand that this might not be the best choice for you. First of all, let's take a look at probably the number one goal for many individuals. It's to lose body fat, right? Okay, well, when we think about losing body fat, one of the things that affects that is our body's ability to be able to process the food, how that food has an impact on it. And we know that foods that really spike our blood sugar or our insulin levels are those foods that are going to sabotage our goals, because we're not satiated when we eat them. They don't have the nutrients that we need, and they send our blood sugar up and down. Now, imagine having this at the beginning of the day, which is, I think just one of the great gimmicks of food companies, because we're recommended to have a glass of orange juice. We're recommended to have a bowl of cereal, which we really typically don't eat a bowl. We eat more than a serving. A bowl of cereal is probably like 3, maybe 4 servings. We're recommended to have milk with that, which also is very sugary. And I know many people think that it's protein, but it isn't. It's sugary. And then we're recommended to maybe have fruit with that. But just this whole breakfast made of carbohydrates at the beginning of the day, your brain is going to shut down within a couple of hours of having that. I don't know about you, but when I used to eat cereal, I was hungry shortly after that. And so we need to understand that these, there are certain foods that we eat that aren't healthy at all, and oats is one of them. So having the oats in the morning, it sets you up for failure for the day, especially for someone who wants to lose body fat, because it sends your energy levels up and down, up and down. And you want to be sustained so that you can think properly. You want to be sustained so that you're not distracted by those hunger signals, or things that we assume are hunger signals. We don't want those extreme drops and changes in energy level. We want to be sustained. And so oats are the opposite of that. They are going to affect you the same way as if you eat some sugary cereal or a donut or a croissant or something such as that. So no, oats are not healthy. Now, another reason why the oats are not healthy is because they're many times sprayed with glyphosate, which is a chemical that's extremely toxic to the body. A number of different negative side effects that we experience from that. In addition to that, they're typically GMO. So that means that it's not real grain. It's not the original grain that God made to go along with our bodies. for our bodies to be able to break down, process, and utilize. The nutrient balance is different. Many of the grains are made to have a higher level of, some grains are made to have a higher level of gluten because it changes the consistency in the way that, bread is made nowadays with the different chemicals and things and looking for a particular texture. So all of these things are why oats are not a healthy option, especially if you're trying to lose body fat. Now, what would be a better option is something that is higher, more nutrient dense. And then as well, one more thing about the oats are also not healthy because they have what's called anti-nutrients. When you take these oats in, they actually block your body from being able to, they have substances that block your body from being able to absorb other nutrients. And that's what we mean, is that you're not just not getting what you need, but you're also being blocked from absorbing other nutrients that you might take in. And so all in all, no, oats are not a healthy option. What I would recommend, especially for someone who's trying to lose body fat, or someone that wants to come off medication, many individuals are recommended to have oats because we're told that they're gluten free. We're told, or they're marketed as being a whole grain and being healthy, heart healthy, but it's the opposite. It's not going to help you get off cholesterol medication because the carbs are so high. It's not going to help you to get off high blood pressure medication. It's definitely not going to help you to get off diabetes medication. It's going to promote those and you staying on those medications and not addressing the metabolic issue. So no, you don't want to have oats, and you definitely don't want to have them at the beginning of the day. But what you do want to have, if you're going to have breakfast, is you want something nutrient dense that's going to support the other parts of your body. So something that is a protein, that has a protein in the fats. And one of the easiest ways to get in some protein with fat is with eggs. Now, if you can have a large omelet, some people, they can eat 6 eggs, they can eat 4 eggs, 8 eggs. Some people can eat a lot of eggs. If that's you, okay, fine. Get all your protein from the eggs. Some people, they need to break it up. So find yourself some organic, nitrate-free, maybe turkey bacon or beef bacon, along with the eggs that you have, maybe 3 or 4 eggs or 2 eggs, just depending on how much you can have. Get the pasture raised and organic ones, primarily making sure that they're pasture raised and organic. Go to your local farmer's market and get you some eggs. That's an excellent way to start the beginning of the day. It's going to support your liver. It's going to help it's going to help fight against high cholesterol. It's going to help to support your brain health. Okay, very important. It's going to help to support your liver. It's going to help to support your lean body mass, your organs, your muscles, because they also have those amino acids in there. So eggs are an excellent source. They cook really quick, or you can just have it already boiled up in the morning. You can make it into an omelet, get you some good a good hard cheese if that's something that you like, real Parmesan. I prefer, preferably the real stuff. I'm not talking about Kraft, but the harder cheeses, the ones that a lot of times that are imported from Europe, to where they don't use cows that have the RVST. They don't have the they're not given the antibiotics or any of the other toxic medicines that they give the animals when they have them in those stalls packed in close together. You can make sure it's from a farm where the cows or the animals, whatever they use, are pasture raised. They're out, they're roaming around, and it's just a good quality. The harder cheeses are typically the best. So you can go with that, get a good quality cheese, pasture raised eggs, garlic, onion, bell, any sort of vegetable that is conducive with your body. It processes well. You don't have any sort of, adverse reactions to it. Make yourself a really huge omelet in the morning. That'll be a great way to start, and a lot better than having oatmeal. And it'll definitely be something that helps for you to lose body fat consistently and keep your energy levels very, very, very stable. You can cook it in olive oil, organic olive oil. You can cook it in organic grass-fed butter. You can cook it in ghee. You can cook it in Coconut oil, if that's what you like, unrefined coconut oil, but a good healthy fat, not corn oil, canola oil, all of those other, oils, highly refined oils. But having that in the morning is going to be an excellent replacement for that. If you then want to change it up, have some other options, you can cook it in different ways. You can make egg muffins, or you can just make the eggs into like a souffle type of muffin, put it in the pan, it cooks really quick, adding in ingredients that you like, different ways that you can have it. Like I say, you can have it boiled, you can have egg salad, but whatever you want to have, but have a good quality protein in the morning instead of having those high carbs. And I'm telling you, you will feel the difference in your cognition. You'll have better clarity. You'll feel stronger. Your energy levels will be more sustained, and you'll have a higher energy level. You also just wanted to address that. Really stay away from and make sure that you're aware, you make yourself aware of these gimmicks that are there with these companies, these food companies, just to get you to purchase certain foods. Flip that container around, like I said, read the label and find out about what it is that you're putting inside of your body versus just taking it, and realize that you do have assumptions that you don't realize are there. And so really slow down as you decide what you're going to eat, and make sure that you really reference someone such as myself that is educated in the area of not just nutrition, but nutrition specifically for you, nutrition in relation to your habits and how to transition out of certain habits and stay healthy, nutrition in relation to wanting to come off of medication, all of these things, okay? And make sure that you're getting something that's specific, is going to be effective for you, because if you're going to put energy into something, you might as well put energy into something that's going to help you. Okay, you also, I hope that was helpful, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. You have a blessed day now.